If I fly on the wings of eagles, far beyond the stars, if I sink to the depths of oceans, even there you are. Before me, behind me, above me, below me, you surround me, you sustain me. Promise that you'll always keep me. Before me, behind me, above me, below me, you surround me, you sustain me. Promise that you'll always keep me safe inside your love. Safe inside your love. Safe inside your love. Safe inside your
Welcome to Quincy Point Congregational Church School for All. Today is March 14th, 2021. And as you can see, St. Patty Day is coming up. Yep, I have my beads on, and that's March 17th. And Joyce will be going through a craft for that. So, get something to look forward to. The music you just heard was Safe Inside Your Love. Now, we're on session 4, and Jesus is in the garden with his disciples. So Jesus just finished the Passover meal with his disciples. They have gone to the Garden of Gethsemane to pray. They fall asleep. Oh, Jesus is arrested. Wow. So the Bible verse today is, the Lord will protect you on your journey, wherever going or coming. Psalms 12. And just for a little review of Lent, we're in Lent right now, and so the color is purple, as we said last week. And it reminds us that Jesus was 40 days of Jesus in the wilderness, because it's 40 days to Palm Sunday from Ash Wednesday, and 40 days to Easter, and you don't count the Sunday, so the number 40 is significant. So we're preparing for Easter right now, the churches. What I want to bring up right now is your Bible verse, Jeremiah 31-3, and this is what we're trying to learn this week. I have loved you with an everlasting love. I have drawn you with unfailing kindness. Very nice. Okay. Now, Joyce is going to read the story. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Karen, for introducing our story today and telling us and reminding us about Lent. And we're in the middle of Lent now. And and I have my beads on too for St. Patrick's Day. That'll be fun when we do our craft. But right now, I'm going to be reading from the Bible. And the passage is from Matthew 26:31-56. All right? So here we go. It says, Peter's denial foretold. Then Jesus said to them, you will all become deserters because of me this night, for it is written, I will strike the shepherd, and the sheep of the flock will be scattered. But after I am raised up, I will go ahead of you to Galilee. Peter said to him, though all become deserters because of you, I will never desert you. Jesus said to him, truly I tell you, this very night, before the cock crows, you will deny me 3 times. Peter said to him, even though I must die with you, I will not deny you. And so said all the disciples. Then Jesus went with them to a place called Gethsemane and said to the disciples, sit here while I go over there and pray. He took with him Peter and the 2 sons of Zebedee and began to be grieved and agitated. Then he said to them, I am deeply grieved, even to death. Remain here and stay awake with me." And going a little farther, he threw himself on the ground and prayed, "My Father, if it is possible, let this cup pass from me, yet not what I want, but what you want." Then he came to the disciples, and he found them sleeping, and said to Peter, "So, could you not stay awake with me 1 hour? Stay awake and pray, that you may not come into the same time of trial. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak." Again, he went away for the second time and prayed, "My Father, if this cannot pass unless I drink it, your will be done." Again, he came and found them sleeping, for their eyes were heavy. So leaving them again, he went away and prayed for the third time, saying the same words. Then he came to the disciples and said to them, "Are you still sleeping and taking your rest? See, the hour is at hand, and the Son of Man is betrayed into the hands of sinners. Get up, let us be going. See, my betrayer is at hand." While he was still speaking, Judas, one of the 12, arrived. With him was a large crowd with swords and clubs from the chief priests and the elders of the people. Now, the betrayer had given them a sign, saying, "The one I will kiss is the man. Arrest him." At once he came up to Jesus and said, "Greetings, Rabbi," and kissed him. Jesus said to him, "Friend, do what you are here to do." Then they came out and laid hands on Jesus and arrested him. Suddenly, one of those with Jesus put his hand on the sword and drew it and struck the slave of the high priest, cutting off his ear. Then Jesus said to him, Put your sword back into its place, for all who have taken the sword will perish by the sword. Do you think that I cannot appeal to my Father, and he will at once send me more than 12 legions of angels? But how then would the scriptures be fulfilled, which say it must happen in this way?" At that hour, Jesus said to the crowds, "Have you come out with swords and clubs to arrest me as though I were a bandit? Day after day, I sat in the temple teaching, and you did not arrest me. But all of this has taken place, so the scriptures of the prophets may be fulfilled." And then all the disciples deserted him and fled. That ends our reading today for our lesson of what happened in the garden. And so I'm going to ask Karen some questions, and she's going to help me with those, like we do, but this time I'm going to ask her the questions.
Oh, that's great. I'm ready, Joyce.
Okay, so let's see what these questions are. What did Jesus say would happen?
He said that his disciples they were gonna desert him,
Yes.
and turn against him.
And what did they promise him?
That they would never desert.
That's
Jesus.
right. They would never desert him. They would stay
Yeah.
with him, even if they had to die. That's what
Mhm.
Peter had said. Okay, how was Jesus feeling?
It says in the Bible that he grieved, so he must have been sad.
Yes.
he was agitated, and I think he was agitated, mad, because, those disciples, they kept on falling asleep 3 times.
I know, but they were really tired, so I don't know if I can blame them. I don't know. They just had that meal for the Last Supper with Jesus and all of that, so they just didn't know all that was going to take place.
That's true.
Yeah. Okay. What did Jesus pray for?
Jesus prayed that God's will be done. He
Okay.
kept on saying, Jesus kept on saying that.
Do you think he said that he wanted God to take this away if it could be taken away?
Yes, he did say that before.
He did.
Yeah,
He wanted,
did.
if it could change somehow, if God could do it a different way. But then he said, thy will be done. Yeah. Okay. How do you think Jesus felt when he found the disciples asleep?
We went through that.
Yeah.
Mad and disappointed. What are you doing sleeping?
Yeah. Yeah, well, I'm sure he was disappointed that they couldn't stay awake. But I'm sure he understood as well, Why did Judas give Jesus a kiss?
To identify him to the priest that he's the one that you're going to arrest.
Right.
He is Jesus.
Right. Yep.
Because yeah.
And who arrested Jesus?
I don't know.
It was the high priest.
The high priest arrested?
Yes, and the guards with the high priest. And remember, it said that one of the disciples took out a sword and cut off the ear of the servant of the high priest.
And Jesus didn't like that because that wasn't his way.
No, it was
That's
not his way. Because he said, if you use the sword, you're going to perish by the sword. Right. Okay. Now the last couple of questions is, why do you think the disciples ran away?
Because they didn't want to get arrested and they were scared.
Yeah.
And
they were.
Yeah, they were.
They were very afraid. And they thought, oh, how could Jesus be arrested? Don't they know that this is God? How could this happen?
Yeah, you would think, like, he's God, he could just change everything.
My Father would send down angels, 12 legions of angels, but that this is to fulfill what the scriptures say. Okay. All right. What do you think the disciples did after they ran away?
They hid.
They hid, yes. I would hide. I think I probably would hide too. Anyway. Okay. Well, this was fun asking you the questions this time.
Oh, good.
Yeah, that was good. Okay. So I'm going to turn this back over to Karen now. It's her turn.
Hi. Thank you, Joyce, for those questions. And now I want to get your leaflet out, and it has in the back in the garden. And you can go over yourself, like what Jesus might have felt, because you probably have your own opinions and what the disciples might have felt, Judas and the crowd. So that will be good. Now we have something fun to do. We have everyone got a stone in their packet, and we got a permanent marker, and we get to write on the stone. One, we write scared. Now, let's see. You write scared on one side, okay? And you write on the other side, brave. And these are prayer stones that you can carry around with you. And sometimes when you have a little trinket, see brave. And sometimes when you get scared. So many emotions came up with the story. Yeah, about all different people too, such as fear, anxiety, and sadness. We also saw Jesus being very brave. As strange as it sounds, fear and courageous bravery are actually closely related. Prayer stones will help us remember that Jesus felt afraid. Well, he prayed in the garden, but Jesus also showed us how to be brave. Being brave doesn't mean never being scared. It means doing what we have to do even though we are scared. Feeling fear is a normal part of life because we know that God is with us always. We can choose to be brave even when we are scared. So when you get scared, really have to take a deep breath and reach, think of God, and become brave, and you have this rock to help you out with all your emotions, and you have Jesus with you always to help you. Okay, now Joyce will come back with the St. Patty's Day craft. Thanks.
Well, Karen, that was really great. And I am going to show you what the craft, the St. Patrick's Day craft is going to look like. See, it has 3 shamrocks. And I just wanted you to know about St. Patrick and how important it is for our Christian faith to know about St. Patrick. St. Patrick was a bishop of Armagh in 461 and was a Roman citizen who was kidnapped and sold to slavery in Ireland. After escaping to his native Britain, Patrick heard a voice telling him to return to Ireland to serve the people he had met there. It is said that St. Patrick used the shamrock to teach about the Trinity. Its 3-in-1 leaves symbolize the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, one supreme being. So, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, but one supreme being. Okay, that's how he taught it. Anyway, the Irish people knew instinctively that God is present in all creation, and St. Patrick showed them that in the mystery of the Holy Trinity, God was beyond all creation as well. Okay, and you have another little shamrock here that is about Christ, and it's the breastplate that St. Patrick wore. And it's Christ behind me, Christ before me, Christ below me. And you can read that, all right, when we make these. And I'm going to show you how to make these, all right? So, first of all, I have these little packets. And we sent these home to you, these little packets, and they're going to have all the things you need, except for glue. And I didn't bring glue for this part, but you'll get the idea of what you need to do. So first of all, you're going to have a shamrock. It has punched holes in it, and you're going to have a heart, and the heart will go right underneath the punched holes. So take the little backing off, whoop, and put the heart there. That represents God the Father. Remember our Bible verse? For God so loved the world that he gave his only Son, that whoever believes in him will not perish but will have everlasting life. God did not send his Son into the world to condemn it, but save it through him. So that's the heart. Now, the other one we have is the symbol of the fish. The symbol of the fish is for Jesus. Actually, they used to use that in Bible times, a long time ago, because the Christians were persecuted. And they weren't sure who was a Christian and who would be looking to arrest them. So they used to draw half of the fish, and then if they were a Christian, they would know to draw the other half of the fish, and they would know they were speaking to another Christian believer. So here's our fish, and I know you can't see it, but you will have it in your packet. And I'm putting the fish right on here. So there's the fish. Now the last part that we're going to put on is the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit is the dove. Remember the dove that came down when Jesus was baptized and went on him, and God's voice said, "This is my beloved Son in whom I am well pleased." Remember that? And we showed you all about the baptismal font. Yep, so we're putting, well, I think I need a little glue for that one. But anyway, if you find one that doesn't stick, put a little bit of Elmer's glue on and that will stick, all right? I'm sorry that that didn't quite work the way I wanted it to, but that's for that, okay? Now, these little shamrocks that tell us about the breastplate of St. Patrick and about St. Patrick's life, we're putting those with string, we're putting string on those, and we're going to string them into the holes of the bottom holes of the shamrock. So we're going to put that through there, and we're going to put it through the other side. Okay. Yep, it's coming through. All right, and then we're going to attach it then to the other shamrock. You just put it through the hole carefully, and then just tie a little knot and make it so it'll stay. All right, that sounds like a good plan. All right, there. And for the back of these crosses, back of these shamrocks, we have wait a minute. We have crosses to put on. Now I don't have glue for this cross, but this cross has a little message on it. And this cross says, "Just like the leaves of each shamrock I see, there are three parts to the Holy Trinity. First is God the Father, then Jesus, his only Son, with the Holy Spirit. Together they are three in one." Okay, so that's our three in one. And then I have some crosses, and if you wanted to, you can take the paper backing off them, and you can put them on the back of your shamrocks, okay, like I did here. So this is the finished one, and I put the crosses on the back, and you can do that too. Now make sure that you put your string, the rest of your string yarn, in the hole and at the top, and make a little knot at the top so you can hang it up. It's a little mobile that you can hang up somewhere. So you just make a knot at the top, and then it's all finished. Some of our pieces aren't quite on there, but you get the idea that that is how you make it. So it'll finally look just like this. Okay? Good. All right. So now we are going to do our Bible verses. You know the ones we're learning for Lent? Well, I just did the first one. Did you remember me saying, "For God so loved the world"? That's the first one. I hope you have learned that. All right. Then number 2, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. Acknowledge God in all your ways, and he will make your path straight. Well, see, you know what? I get confused on that one because I learned it a different way, and I'm trying to remember it the way it is here. So let me read that again. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your path straight. Okay, so that's that one, and I'm not quite on that one yet. Okay, number 3. Number 3 is, if you declare with your mouth Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that he is raised from the dead, you will be saved. I think I did that one pretty good. Let me see. I'm going to turn it over, all right? So if you declare in your mouth that Jesus is Lord, and you, did I do that? And believe in your heart that he was raised from the dead, you will be saved. Okay.
Good.
All right, that one's good. All right, now Jeremiah 31:3. I have loved you with an everlasting love. I have called you. That's the way I know it. But it says, I have drawn you with unfailing kindness. Okay, so let me try that one again. Okay, I have loved you with an everlasting love. I have drawn you with unfailing kindness. Jeremiah 31:3. Okay, those are our 4. What do you think, Karen?
Excellent.
We've got a little bit more to go though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We still have time. There's more Lent. In fact, we should know all of these by Palm Sunday. All 5 of them to recite for Palm Sunday. So we still have a little ways to go, a couple of more weeks. Yeah, great. All right, so what are we doing next? Are we finished now? I think so. I think we're done with our everything we're going to do. So we're going to end up having our prayer. All right, Karen, will you help me with the prayer, please?
Yes.
Thank you, thank you. So we'll straighten ourselves out and we'll give ourselves a breath. And we'll calm our hearts and our bodies down. And we say, thank you, God.
Thank you, God,
for giving us ways to remember your love.
For giving us ways to remember your love.
And your sacrifice for us.
And your sacrifice for us.
Amen.
Amen.
And now we're doing the 23rd Psalm today. I know you have these with you. We have bookmarks, and I know that you have them. So if you need to, get them out. That's the 23rd Psalm. All right? It begins, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all of the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Amen. It's nice to have a reminder that God is our shepherd, and he leads us, and he's always with us. Even with Jesus in the garden, and how sad and how distraught he was feeling. He knew that God was with him and did not desert him, even though the disciples ran away. Although we'll learn more about that next week. Yeah, okay. So now I'm going to give you a blessing. So you're going to turn yourself to the left. So I'm going to turn this way to my left. All right? No, that's my right. What am I talking about? Oh, stop this. Stop. This is my left. I'm sorry. This is my left. I'm turning to the left now. And we're going to say, God is with us. Okay? Now, we're going to turn ourselves to the right. All right? And if you journey this way, God is with us. All right? So, do we want to try that again because I messed it up?
Sure.
All right. So, we're going to go to the left first. Correct?
Correct.
All right. Now, the left is this way. So I'm going to say, I'm going to turn to the left. If you journey this way, God is with us. Now if we go to the right, all right, if you journey this way, God is with us. All right. I guess that's what we're doing. If we journey this way,
God is with us.
Absolutely. Okay. He's always with us. Remember, God is always with you to direct your path as you trust in Him. Okay, that's it for now. I hope you had fun with the St. Patrick's Day craft, and we wish you blessings. Bye for now.
Every time I feel discouraged,